Hello, everybody. At the beginning, I thought when I was invited, thank you for the invitation, I had this bright idea of speaking about the Internet of Things, but then I discovered after that I have only 10 minutes. So maybe it's not a good idea to speak about the Internet of Things. So instead of that, I thought that I'm gonna tell you a few more words about the one fraction of Internet of Things, the one that we are the closest at the moment. But then if you would like to ask me some more questions about it, I'm happy to answer them during the presentation or just after it. So the subject that I decided to focus on is empowering visually impaired people by the technology standing after the Internet of Things. The problem that we have found as a startup and we are focused on is the situation that we, the people, are very often during our days are disconnected from the context. What I mean by that is that very often when you enter to some building or you start to speak with some person that you don't have all the information about the building or about the person that you're speaking with. And that fact influences very often the way that we act, the way that we develop our relations, basically our whole life. The happy thing is that we have this very smart devices called the smartphones that have all the informations from the world. So basically we have the information. But the problem is that very often we don't have time or we don't know where we should look at it. So very often you can find the people trying to search of the things that are important at this point of their moment in their life through the smartphones. So what we found out is that, and the one thing more is that there are some people among us that, because of their impairments, are even more importantly disconnected from the context. I mean, the visually impaired people very often they think that they are moving, the way they behave is based on their walking stick or the person guide that can guide them. Without them, they are very often disconnected from the reality. So what we found out is that there is a technology that can help and boost us, the people, and also visually impaired people to be sufficient in their everyday life. There can be a lot of kinds of the sensors. The one that we are working at the moment is called beacons. You might have heard of it. The beacons can look very differently. This is the one of the beacons. That's how it looks inside. Actually, being here in the Polish pavilion in Expo, you can spot the beacons all around the walls. At the end of the presentation, I will say why. And the beacons are the small microcomputers, and they do the magic. They represent Internet of Things, so the idea that devices communicate with the other devices behind our backs to provide us with the information that we're looking for. So what are the beacons do? They send the signals, and this way they communicate with our smartphones. And our smartphones, when we enter the building, they know exactly what's happening here in the building, and they display us immediately all the information that are connected with the situation that we are facing. Yeah. So. And this opens a gate of potentials. I mean, you can bring the context to every person because almost all of us have their smartphones. So to their phones, to the smartphones, when they enter the building and they're facing the situations. There are a few functionalities that we can provide within the smartphones, with the sensors or the beacons. One of them is bringing possibility to navigate the people. When you recall the situation, when you're entering the office, for example, and you are basically lost, you don't know how to find a way. GPS doesn't work inside the buildings. So with the sensors, we can provide basically a kind of a GPS inside the building, indoor navigation for the people.
Także już zostało wydane, tak? Nie. Ewentualnie może Pani jeszcze przypomnieć, ale pojawiają się
Yes, yeah. Actually, even more. I mean, most often you don't really know that you are looking for the room number 4. Very often you enter the building and you know that you came here because a kind of a matter that you need to solve here, but you don't know that this is the room number 4. So what the application do is you need to go to the room number 4, and that's the way to get there. So yeah, that's how it works. So navigation, indoor navigation is the one thing. The other one is the notifications. And that the notification can be kind of different. Sometimes it's just plain text with some information that is valuable in this place, but somehow there can be somewhere there can be some other multimedia notification, movies, some audio guides, basically all the content that can be playable. And then there might be some kind of interactions. I mean, through the application, you can interact with the thing. Taking it even further, through the application and through the sensor, you can, for example, buy the tickets. If you were entering the main gate at the Expo and you were trying to get to the gate within the ticket, standing in the queue, that might solve this kind of problems. When you buy the ticket through your mobile app, once you get to the place, and then just with your mobile app, you are able to get there. Also to the sensor, you are able to proceed your payments. So in every situation that you have to pay for something, you can do it through the sensors placed on the buildings. It appeared, we as a startup were founded 1.5 years ago. And very soon it appeared that the main 2 sectors that are most interested with our technology are the smart cities, basically public places in the cities, and the other one is big enterprises. So our city, our home city, Warsaw, very soon contacted us, asking us what would be the possibilities of implementation of our technology for the Warsaw. So we prepared the whole thesis, whole document, saying what could be the benefits. The good thing that has happened afterwards is that Warsaw has decided to place the document for the famous Bloomberg Majors Challenge contest, the contest for the most innovative cities around Europe. And then even more happy thing was that we have won. Not at the first place, the first was Barcelona, but then Warsaw got the money, 1 million euro, for a small pilot implementation around the Warsaw. Based on the sensors, and afterwards, Warsaw, happy with the outcome of the contest of the first pilot, they decided to put 54 million zlotys, which is like 40 million euro for the whole project. So what's going on in Warsaw at the moment? I'm happy to say about the actions and the implementation that we are providing at the moment. One thing that we solve is the queue management in the public offices. Like when you enter the public office, you don't have to actually stay in the queue. You don't have to put any button. You just on your application push the button that you came here just to solve this quest, and the application book your place in the queue. Then it sticks with you. I mean, it calls you once your number comes in. And maybe for us as a regular citizens, it's not so important, but when you think about those visually impaired people who have tremendous problem with entering the public office, finding the proper queue, booking the tickets, the application helps them to get exactly to the queue that they wanted to go. Then the second pilot that we have implemented is in public transportation. Basically, what we have done, we provided kind of a Uber service for the public transportation. Within our app, you can see where is exact position of the public buses. So when you enter your destination, application tells you that you have to go to this bus stop, and then you will have to wait exactly 5 minutes, 45 seconds because your next bus you are looking for is standing in the traffic. So we provide real-time schedules, also journey planner. Once you get to the bus, the sensors placed in the buses also recognize that you are there. So when you enter the destination bus stop, the app will call you that the next stop is yours and you're supposed to get out from the bus. And the third one that we are in the progress at the moment, the most impressive actually, is the implementation of the sensors in one of the district of Warsaw. And this implementation provides few activities. One of them is the educational content. We place the beacons around the park. In the park, we have kind of lots of monuments, like here in the Expo. And once you approach the monument, within the application, you can interact with the monuments. You can play with them. There are some puzzle games, and basically you can try to communicate with the monuments. Then it's integrated with the public transportation. So once you get out from the metro, you are already guided to the place that you're looking for. And then when you are there, you can go to the metro, taking into consideration that it's mostly for the visually impaired. It's also very beneficial for them. The fourth one, and it's also a sneak peek from the industry that is calling for our technology, is the exhibition and museums. One of the most famous one in Warsaw at the moment, the Copernicus Science Center in Warsaw. They have two things. They have the how to say. They have the exhibition, but then they have also conference place. So when you enter the building, you are guided through the exhibition, but then if you are entering for the conference, you are guided to the exact spot where the conference takes place. Very often there are a few conferences taking at the same time, so this is something beneficial for them. And there are many ways that our technology can be implemented. So just to finish our short presentation, I will just sneak peek the potential of coming with the sensors, and then if you have some questions, I will be happy to answer.
A child sees the city as a great adventure. A regular ride may become a journey into the unknown. When we grow, the world hands us obstacles that can block the desire for new experiences. Through modern technology, we find a solution to reach all the desired locations. Now at Ifinity, we can provide the knowledge that you need to bring out the magic hidden close by. Traffic, duties, queues. We can easily bypass them with micro-localization and mobile applications. When Ifinity technology surrounds us, it immediately empowers our lives. Freedom is the ability to achieve as much as we like with a horizon set solely by our imagination. Let us identify new possibilities and organize them for you. One touch can show you hundreds of opportunities close by. Our lives are filled with people who rely on us. Their sense of security is based on their need to communicate. Think about the Ifinity world, where you have all the information you need to make the right decisions. Think about the Ifinity world, where urban transport is not a synonym for a waste of time. While traveling the world, you can stay away from all your problems and comply everyday reality to your needs. At the end, people are what matters most. The shared moments of passion, joy, as well as concerns. These are supported by our discrete technology. We help you create as many magical moments as you can to spend with your loved ones. Now, with Ifinity, they are right at your fingertips.
Thank you. Now the questions. Shoot me, please. Yeah.
I'm coming to you.
Yeah, I saved all the technical details, just not to bore you to that. I mean, basically, we have three parts that connects with each other. First one and most obvious one is the sensors who sense if someone with the mobile application comes to the place. Then is the platform, the service in the cloud that has all the information, how we should navigate you, what content we should display in the different places. So basically, this is the gold triangle that provides all the information. You as our client, because we work on the B2B market, you are provided with the platform. Or with the platform with the operator, but the platform is like very easy to operate, and you are the one that decides how to navigate, what information provide, what external system to connect to the system. So basically, that's how it works. I forgot about one more important thing is that if you want to experience the way it works, the only one thing you need to do is to download the application from the App Store or from the Android market, Google Play. The application is called GAOS, G-A-O-S, and then you are happy to use our services around the Polish Expo. So I encourage you to do that.
Isn't it difficult for visually impaired people to use a smartphone?
Actually, it's much more easier for them than for us as those who have no problems with the seeing. Most of those of the visually impaired people get to the situation of using smartphones for communication with others. iPhones have this service called voice over layer, so they don't actually see. They use the application as with the gestures. There are two basic gestures for the visually impaired. One is swipe, the second one is tap. But that's kind of important question because the first iteration of our application was built by the regular developers. And it appeared it's a crappy as it comes to the visually impaired people. So what we have done, we have hired the visually impaired developers to help us to develop the application for the visually impaired people because they act completely different than we think that they act. So if you want to test our application with for the visually impaired people, just turn on the voice overlay in your iPhone, close eyes and try to use it.
Any more questions?
Okay, if there will be, I will be here around, so I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.